you all did kind of start off the show giving Melanie and Marco a somewhat negative critique on their disco. I think everyone was anticipating their reunion as partners to be like this amazing experience, and then it kind of seemed to fall flat.
Yeah, it did fall flat, and they just didn't capture the style of it, really, is what happened. And I was sitting there a little bit shocked, and I couldn't glorify it because, you know, I teach disco. I know what it's supposed to look like. I know what the vibe is supposed to be all about. And I was shocked that Melanie couldn't capture that, you know, right on, because she has been so flawless in everything. Nice to know she's not absolutely perfect. She's only human, but she certainly redeemed herself with every single number after that, you know. It was a nice roller coaster tonight. And yeah, you know, the cha-cha didn't work out tonight either for either one of the dancers. And I really felt for them. You know, they're missing connections. You know, they're exhausted at this point. I think the dance just freaked them both right out. It was not on time. You know, they were even just missing each other's hands and everything. My heart just sunk, you know, because I think all of us just absolutely adore and love these four, you know, and it's just like any proud parent, you sit there and you don't want anybody to like have that moment, you know, and then especially because they never had a moment, I don't think, the entire season like that between the two of them, and to have that during the finale, you know. But that's what the show is about. It's about having dance styles, different ones. You don't get to experience them. I don't think she had a cha-cha in either one of them the entire season. So they came up against a hurdle that was quite tough, you know, and you feel for them for sure, you know. I couldn't sit there as a ballroom dancer too and glorify it and say it was amazing or anything like that, because, you know, I'd be killed by my industry for one thing. But so I had to really say it how it is, you know. I think everybody knows that I adore all four of the contestants, but you have to tell the truth, you know. And then they redeemed themselves, you know. And the great thing, that could have really sunk their mentality, by the way. Anytime that happens and you suffer over like missing a step or missing a connection, a dancer just goes over and over and over again in your mind, you know, and you can't get out of it, you know what I mean? Like I would lay in bed all night over one step that I did not do right in a competition. I mean, we are so self-critical, but they don't have the luxury of wallowing in it all night, you know. They only had a few more moments, slap on another costume and come out, because they danced so many times in this finale. So you have to give them props when they didn't have a stellar number, or they had to hear criticism that wasn't like, you know, oh, you're brilliant, oh, you're amazing, to come back and then do the work that they did, and didn't let that saturate into their cells, because that's usually what happens. I'm talking from experience now.
There's been so much said about the girls, but I know Marco is your favorite and Tad does amazing in the ballroom. Can you say a little bit about each of them?
Well, he didn't tonight, did he?
No.
But yes, previously, you know, he had Viennese waltz and head waltz. Both of those boys have been tremendous, and I don't think we can underestimate Marco, because, you know, he's been brilliant the entire season, and I think he is a beast just like the girls are. You know, Tad is really the underdog here that has been outside of style every single day, week. You know, I'm sure he would have loved it if everybody else could have done a b-boy number and see what it's like to be in his darn shoes, you know what I mean? But that's just not the case in this show. It's too dangerous to ask people to do what Tad does, you know, so it's just hard, you know. He comes in as such an underdog, and he's had a lot of memorable moments even right out of the get-go, and he kept bringing it. And even though when he did really good numbers, I personally couldn't figure out why he fell into the bottom a couple weeks when some of his numbers were so darn good. I didn't get it while America wasn't loving him, because number one, he's handsome as all get out. Number two, you can tell that kid has a heart of gold, and so it was shocking. But you know, he just kept plugging away. It's like that, you know, old train just plugging away, getting there, and made it all the way to the finale. You can never underestimate the underdog, you know. And maybe what Nigel said tonight will probably even rile voters to vote more for the guys as well. He was quite harsh about that, and just saying, you know, that only the girls would win. So we're definitely going to find out tomorrow.
Do you think one of the girls should be the winner?
Well, I definitely think Melanie hasn't taken a wrong step until the disco tonight. Honestly, as far as not being able to capture anything, she has been a little more closer to her style the whole season than some of the others. I know she's taken criticism for that. Why she has to take criticism for it, I have no idea why, because, you know, it's all luck of the draw. You know, it's somebody's, you know, she has no choice out of what she's picked out of the hat and what dance she's going to do, you know what I mean? So it's like, how can you say that? She's lucky, you know? Part of this game of what you get, what choreography you get, what music you get is part of the luck aspect of it. And some seasons, some people are luckier than others, and hey, nobody does it almost better in contemporary than Melanie does. So it was great that she had several numbers. I don't think there's anybody that didn't want, every time she drew a contemporary piece, you didn't want to see it because, you know, you couldn't wait to see what she was going to do with it, because you know you were going to see something magical happen every time she danced.